Hey guys, so this is a little bit more about what is causing Mandela effect. I want you to think about it for a second. Do you really think that all of a sudden people started to experience Mandela effect changes, and that the fact is that something is causing reality to be different, and now you're experiencing changes? That prior to people experiencing these changes, reality was a certain way. And all of a sudden, reality changes, and there are many possibilities. Like CERN kicked in, or realities are collapsing in on themselves, or there's technology that's causing it, or there's time travelers that are messing around, or the list goes on and on. So think about it though. Well, yeah, I was going to say, do you really think that could? Of course it could happen. Of course that's a possible, valid reason. That's not how I understand it. No. The second the Berenstein Bears slapped me across the face, and even before the Mandela effect stuff label, when the Great Pyramids changed, the Great Pyramids changed for me months before Mandela effect became something I was aware of. And a couple years before that, my physical environment, a freaking path appearing that wasn't there prior, and then all of a sudden it's been there for decades, and other things. So, anyway, my point is these changes are germane to human experience. They are something that we all have access to at all times. Something new and different is not happening. There isn't some event that's occurring to cause Mandela effect changes. They always happen. The difference is that human beings are the ones that are changing. We are changing, not physical reality. There are very, very smart people who beg to differ, and I respect and value their opinions. And I openly admit that I don't know if I'm right about it. I also openly admit that even if I am right about it, generally speaking, big picture wise, I certainly don't have all the details. It's important that we all put our minds together to try and see the big picture for what it is, the best we can. But yes, I firmly believe it is a human being change that is responsible for the awareness and experience of Mandela effect changes. Human consciousness, evolution, this awakening. We didn't blow ourselves up on December 21st, 2012. Now, of course, that date is just an estimate. The Mayans were good, but that was an estimate. That was an approximation of a time period. We did not blow ourselves up these days. We've moved past the marker. We're now moving into the next level of reality. We've finally passed where we were at the end of Atlantis before it fell. We've made it. This is the beginning of the next level. We're almost there. Good things are ahead of us. Try to feel good about it, and if you can't, try not to feel scared about it. So, another way to think about it. So, this physical reality, it's very similar to what you might consider a dream. When you go to sleep at night and you have a dream, to your soul's perspective, now when I say soul, I'm using a word to describe a concept. Words are limited. They're limiting. And we can only use what we have available to describe things that we understand deep down inside. But when your soul experiences part of itself come down into this physical world and have a lifetime, it's like your body, your mind, your brain, you go to bed at night and part of you goes into the dream world. The dream world feels real. When you're dreaming and you don't realize it's a dream, which is most of the time for most people, because if you know it's a dream while you're sleeping, it's called a lucid dream, and it is quite a profound experience. I've only had that happen like 4 or 5 times ever. And some people have it a lot, and some people have it never. But yes. So when you go to sleep at night and you dream, your dream self, acting out things in the dream, believes it's real. Think about it. Heck, recently I had a dream where it was, I don't know. I don't remember most of the details. It's funny, too, because I can perceive in the future someone's going to try and, like, discredit me and, oh, yeah, he's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, like, help people open up to their potential. Trying to help people find their best version of themselves. I'm trying to explain what's possible in the physical reality. But there's going to be someone in the future who's going to use that clip, say, yeah, he didn't even know, blah, blah. Anyway, I digress, and I apologize for that. So you're in a dream, right? So I'm having this dream, and it was summertime, or some version of that time period during the year where it's warm outside, and I couldn't find my car. I'm trying to find my car, and I find it on the side of the road, and it's covered in snow. Right? This is just one small part of that dream. But yeah, it's covered in snow, and I'm like trying to like dig out of dig the snow, dig out of the whatever it was. I'm like not stuck in the snow, but I'm trying to like clear the windows and stuff, get the snow off, so I could like get away, not running from someone, just to like go on my merry way, right? I remember in that dream not questioning why the hell my car is covered in snow when it's freaking summer. It felt just fine. Another example anybody can relate to. You're in your house, but it's not your house. The rooms are different. Things are different. But it just rolls. You wake up the next morning, you tell your friend about your dream, and you're in the house and you tell them, but it's not your house. But it is your house. You know what I'm saying? While you're asleep in your dream, reality can be really weird, but you totally buy it. Hook, line, and sinker. Right? Same thing when it comes to human beings living in a physical world and experiencing physical reality. So prior to this, whatever threshold we're passing with regards to human evolution, and I think it has a lot to do with the DNA, whatever threshold we're past, before we reach that threshold and we weren't experiencing reality shift, timeline jump, conscious awareness of the timeline jumping, quantum jumping, Mandela effects. Before Mandela effect, if Australia moves, if Alaska looks different, if the Berenstain Bears name changed, you wouldn't question it. You wouldn't realize. You'd roll with it. Just like when you roll with that stuff in your dream. Just like when I saw my car covered in snow in the summer and didn't question it once. You just roll with it because it's a dream, and for whatever reason, it's a good parallel when you're dreaming versus physical world from your soul's perspective. You're dreaming. It's things change and you don't realize it's changed. You accept it, and it's normal. But now we're becoming conscious of our dream physical world life. We're becoming lucid. We're waking up. Waking up. You've heard that term. MB, waking up. You know about this stuff, MB. And I know you know about this stuff, CC. But yes, we're waking up. Waking up and becoming aware of the dream status of this physical reality and catching things we used to not catch because we're becoming lucid. We're realizing it's a dream reality. So, one of my lucid dreams I will share, and this will give you an example. So, parallel would be physical world, Mandela effect. All of a sudden, you look at the name of the Berenstain Bears, and it's Berenstain, and it blows your freaking mind because it's clearly changed. You know it was Berenstain because you remember clearly it was Berenstain, and you might even have a bunch of complementary memories. For me, it was trying to figure out in my head how to pronounce Berenstain, or is it Berenstein? Oh, the hell. If it was Berenstain, I would never have had that memory. So, anyway, so yes, I'm dreaming. Now, at this point in time, I was trying to have lucid dreams. I think I'm being a little bit lazy lately, not putting the effort into trying to have more lucid dreams. But at that time period, I was putting some motivated effort into trying to remember my dreams, and there's some techniques and tricks to do it, and it works. I know it works because it worked for me. So anyway, I'm in my dream, and I'm at work. I was working in a adult foster care house, a residential program. I was caring for adults with mental illness, and I was outside in the driveway area, and one of our clients, all of a sudden I looked, and their head was way up, like 50 feet up in the air, and their what would be their neck was a balloon string. So it was almost like their head was like a helium balloon way up in the sky, and they were and they were tethered by a string, but if they were still like like alive and talking. Now, one of the techniques to figure out a lucid dream is to program yourself to be aware of things that don't make sense. Be aware of things that don't match normal reality. And I caught it. I had that fresh in my mind when I fell asleep, and I caught it, and I was like, wait a minute, that can't happen. And then this light bulb went off. Ooh, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share what happened in this dream. I wasn't even planning on sharing that, but I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to. So anyway, the light bulb went off, and I was like, holy crap, I'm dreaming. So I'm asleep in my bed, not moving, realizing I am in a dream world, and I have full control and free will over the dream. What would you do with that kind of power to be like the master of your creation? So, yes, I already previously decided if I could wake up in my dream and realize I was dreaming, I was going to find another character, another person in my dream. Hopefully, they were their own consciousness. I don't know. I needed to find someone and ask them a very important question. One of the most important questions I had at the time. So I saw the balloon head client, realized that's not real, realized I was dreaming, quickly found somebody in my dream, another person, and I said, hey, and I asked them the question. I said, hey. They're like, what? I said, what is God? They smiled and they said the following: love. That is awesome. Years later, like if I had to define God, it's like I would say love, the purest love that you can ever, like the love. Yeah, it's perfect, perfect, perfect. So yes. So anyway, when it comes to Mandela effect, so when you're sleeping and you're in a dream and you are not consciously aware, you are not lucid, like I was at that moment when I found the character and asked them what God was. When you're not lucid, Anything goes, no matter how weird it is. But if you are lucid, the balloon head person, whoa, well, that's weird. And you notice it. So in this reality, in this physical world, your soul is dreaming. And if you're not lucid, when the Berenstain Bears name changes or Australia changes position, you don't notice it. It's just normal. You go on your day. But when you become lucid, you realize, wait a minute. So that's what's going on. That's part of the puzzle about what's going on. All right, guys, be good out there. Do one random act of kindness for a stranger, and you will feel good and you will change the world. Literally, you will change the world. One random act of kindness, throw a coin on the ground for somebody, smile at a stranger, hold the door for someone. Hell, you could even carry groceries across the street for somebody. But yes, one random act of kindness, and you can change the world. All right, guys, I love you.